Good morning. How is everyone? I hope you're all doing well. I've been away for a couple of days, just mostly having a lot of interesting conversations about singles and how it relates to their dating style and their faith, and whether or not their beliefs in a structured religion, does it serve them, and how it does serve them and how it doesn't serve them. And it's been interesting, the dialogue. And a lot of singles have the same concerns and flows, but it seems like in this generation that a lot of it is it has been changed up some because they want to change the definitions, and they're having a little bit of a problem defining what dating is, what they want it to be. I don't think it's that complicated. We're making it complicated because we don't want strings. We want freedoms on top of our freedoms, because dating is a no contract interaction. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about last couple of days. For you singles out there, how do you feel about dating today and being single, and what's your version of single? Are you single with kids, or are you divorced with kids, or are you no kids, never married? What's your dynamic? Because there's different variations of single. So, hit me up in the comment box and let me know how many of you are single, never married, never had kids, still single. How many of you been married, divorced, single? How many of you never married, kids, single? Let me know. So today's affirmation is gonna be now. There's two cards here. One I did earlier, and in the feed, and there was a little bit of misunderstanding about it. And the other one is Divine Mother Manifested. I'm going to choose Divine Mother Manifests because I haven't done this one before. And I'm not going to be disobedient to Blood Angel. We'll revisit it real quick because I did review it already. Further down in the in the line. But Divine Mother Manifests. Boop. Divine Mother Manifests. She's pretty. She looks like she got a lot on her mind, though. How this picture to me looks like her head space is in one place and her heart space is in another. But there's growth, there's nurturing, And it's like the winds are blowing away uncertainty, cloudiness. And you can see the little blooms traveling to the top. Divine Mother manifests. Her hands are green. So there's growth, there's nurturing. And then if you're into chakras, you got some solar plexus going on in there, some heart chakra. You got crown chakra, throat chakra. Okay, number 15. Divine Mother manifests. Fourteen, 15. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will only day grow into fruitful orchids. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchids. Okay. We share her, this divine mother, you and I. We are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs. I break whatever that is. I release it and I send it back. I destroy it from the very root. I speak light, I speak protection. I speak strength and encouragement. Send angels to guard and protect. Okay. You know, sometimes when thoughts and ideas or feelings hit us, we need to react to them right away. So, I'm just sending protection. I'm sending strength, courage, and power. And I'm breaking fear. I'm breaking hurt. I'm breaking danger. I'm breaking it. I'm canceling it and sending it to the place it has come from. I send protection, I send power, I send strength. I send the divine angels to intercede. Thank you, beloved. Thank you, Almighty. Thank you. I'm sending love and encouragement. Turn it around, change your thoughts. I'm speaking life. I'm speaking abundance. Okay. Divine Mother manifests. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards, not orchids. We share her, this divine mother, you and I. We are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares in our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs. Her hair forms the galaxies. Her thoughts become the stars. The sun is her own warmth, and her breath is felt upon this earth, causing the roar of the ocean waves. Her voice is heard in the call of the whales and the trill of the birds. She is all nurturing life into existence. She is in my reaching for you, and she is in your acceptance of my divine hand. She is all, this great lady. Nothing lies outside of her sphere of influence and power, compassion and grace. That includes you and your dreams, great and small, my angel of love. This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest without exception, flows from her being. This is why it is safe to trust in life, even most especially the inexplicable mystery and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It is all part of her unfathomable workings. So we pray for light, we pray for love, we honor and live our lives with its mysteries, with as much integrity as we can muster. But beyond that, it is best to participate in this life with much less certainty than mine would have us believe necessary for inner peace. Inner peace doesn't come with understanding, it comes with trusting. Can we understand a start, or a star, or a galaxy? Perhaps not. Yet, we can choose to trust in its beauty and beginnings, and from it derive great energies, hope, and inspiration. The ways of the Divine Mother are not to be judged by our limited standards, rather than be witnessed, experienced, and received. What a relief not need to understand, rather than the ways of the Divine Mother are not to be judged by our limited standards, rather than can be witnessed, experienced, and received. What a relief to not need to understand. What a relief to simply live with trust and know that everything will work its way out. Through those wise ways of the Divine Mother, there is a gift headed to you now. Will you receive it? That gift is the one of manifestation, something you have been working towards, growing into, loving, and dreaming for, perhaps for a very long time, is finally coming to fruition. Perhaps you have caught a sniff of the aromas from the divine kitchen and know the meal is nearly ready and it smells delicious. Or perhaps you have already been a curious and naughty angel You've poked your head through the door to the divine dining room only to be captivated by the candlelight dancing in reflection upon gleaming silverware and the subtle sounds of crystal goblets and the finest china being laid down upon the exquisite dining table. I think it's the last one. Did I talk about a table, a feast? I believe I did. Only to be captivated by the candlelight dancing in reflection upon gleaming silverware and the subtle sounds of crystal goblets and finest china being laid down upon an exquisite dining table. Or maybe, dearest one, you have absolutely no clue what is about to happen. With your thoughts and attention so often turned to the past or future, you have yet to release what is coming to life for you this moment. Perhaps you will not gain any advance notice. You will instead run smack in the middle of a dinner party hosted in your honor, and perhaps even feel unprepared, wondering if this morning's yoga attire is suitable for such a grand occasion. Now, this sounds like something that would happen to me. You are being asked to receive this gift completely and utterly, whether you feel sufficiently worthy or not, or appropriately and readily attired. It is time, and the bestowal of this gift is as it should be, whether it seems to be in the best form or how it should be according to your opinion or the opinions of others. It is as the Divine Mother has accorded it to be. She has her wild ways, of course, and oftentimes her workings in the world are, to put it mildly, downright unfathomable. Yet, somehow, all things, all creations, all of life, her every working serve love. You are one of her creations, and so is the imminent manifestation of your own heart truths. Live it, love it, receive it completely. It is yours and meant to be so. This sounds exciting. This oracle comes with additional guidance for you. No matter whether or not things appear to be working out, they are. And you are held in the loving protection of the Divine Mother to keep you from straying from your highest path and divine destiny. There is work here for you to do upon this planet in your own unique way. It is the work of the Divine Mother, the work of love. So then allow her to care for you, even if you wonder what the heavenly minx is up to at times. Okay, I like this card. It's speaking to me on many levels, and because I have made a lot of transitions in the last 6 to 8 months, and as I have repeated, I'm gonna mark this and go back and read it again. As I have repeated several times since I started these videos, that I had is correct, patterns, thoughts, beliefs that were very limiting, and I have been working on recognizing them in myself and understanding how they developed and how to unlearn and relearn, unlearn the old habits and relearn new ones. So I'm healing from the inside out. And I say the inside out because a lot of people struggle with things and they don't know why they struggle with them. A lot of people have dreams and aspirations, or they're continually trying to make something happen that just won't happen. It's just not happening. It's not developing, and you don't understand why. And it's because you need to examine yourself. You need to figure out, why is this process the same? Why am I following these cycles that are not serving me? What's wrong? What's missing? And a lot of times it's a hurt, it's an offense, it's a trauma of some kind. And a lot of people feel like once they live through a trauma, they don't want to revisit it. They don't want to go back to it. I lived through it. That's the triumph right there. That's the success story, but it's not. Our bodies, our minds, our souls, they hold on to things. And we have to learn how to go through the process, feel the feeling, acknowledge the feeling, and let it go. Release it from your mind, release it from your body, release it from your spirit, your soul, and heal. Recognize the wrong, whatever wrong it is, forgive it, forgive yourself, and move on. Try to unlearn that pattern. With me, my ancestral lineage has a lot of alcoholism, a lot of addiction, a lot of sexual trauma and offense, and we've all dealt with it our own way. Some of us are still suppressing it. Some of us are still addicted to certain things. I still have my little addictions. I'm a foodie. I eat my emotions, period. Or I block myself off. Or I just suppress things. Or I just keep myself silent. So we all have addictions. Some people, addiction is they talk low to themselves. They think negatively. Some people's addiction is they draw the thing that's hurting them because that's the only thing they know. I learned that a lot of the relationships that I've had have been me drawing the dysfunction that I grew up in. I can spot them a mile away. That was the thing that I drew to. But instead of considering it a warning, I considered it a duty to, something's wrong with them. I need to heal them. I need to figure this out. I need to nurture, repair, and heal, when I should have been looking at it as, okay, this is not something you're supposed to become attached to. This is not something that is something that should become intimate or romantic. Is something, if you feel led to heal or support or encourage, do that and process it and move on. So I'm learning to identify that, and it's because I've self-examined myself. I took a look at the elements around me, and it took me years, a long time. I mean, my father had passed at a young age. He didn't make 50, and he was always a drinker, and to me it was normal. It was what he did. He was a drinker, and he was a brilliant man, but he was a broken man, and he had moments when he was very sad and alone, and he had moments when he was very angry and controlling, and I always tried to fix that or appease that. The same with my mother. She grew up in an atmosphere of alcoholism and womanizing and brutal beatings. She used to witness her father beating her mother, and the two drew each other because they were attracted to the dysfunction and the brokenness. And of course, two broken people get together, it's going to be some more brokenness, and so the cycle continues. And now I'm seeing, okay, it's time to break the pattern. It's time to face the raw truth of the matter. And yes, I came out alive. Yes, I came out whole. And I like to think I'm halfway sane. So, but there's still work to do. there's still work to do because there's a lot of things that I know I'm called to do that I haven't been able to accomplish. And it's because of my limiting beliefs, my limited patterns, the things that I've learned living in survival mode and on defense all the time. So there are some things that I have not developed, and it's time to develop them even at this stage of my life. So this is speaking on many depths and levels to me. But anyway, that's the first card, and we're going to briefly go through the second card. Blood Angel. Blood Angel. And this is like a drawing out. Her posture is such as surrender, because she's totally surrendered. It's like something is being drawn out of her. And it's from deep within, because the colors are dark at the bottom and then they start to get lighter. And it's coming from her the center of her. So I would say her heart, her solar energy. And what's under her seems like support. Seems like, you know, with women, the life tends to be in the belly area behind us. But her life, her source seems to be her support. It seems to be behind her back. That seems to be her support. It's as if it's pushing her to the thing that's drawing out and renewing whatever is within, making her anew. So let's go through this real quick. Number 7. Six, seven. Okay, the Blood Angel. In the midst of the darkness, a moon appeared with its brilliance. Stepping down from the clouds, it glanced at me like a falcon that hunts a bird and steals it away. It captured me and flew back to infinite space as I looked for myself. I could not find me, for my body had become all soul in the tenderness of love. The 9 spheres of heaven dissolved in that moon as the ship of my existence drowned in the sea of love. Okay. Do you dare to place a limit on how much life you can contain? I pour of myself into your heart and invite you to become nothing and everything with me. Let us be the sunrise that greets the new day and the sunset that honors the dying of the day in radiant glory. Let us be the angel of light arising from darkness and the starburst in the awakening heart of a human beloved. By the moon at the back of my heart and the sun at the front of my heart, my wordless and wise, be wordless and wise. Let us have nothing that we know for certain and be content. Let us be all and let us be nothing. Just let us be. The oracle of the Blood Angel comes to you with a particular message. You are being given the gift of more life. You may experience this as growth, expansion, more energy, more life force, or divine electricity circulating through your system. I receive it. The Blood Angel understands that in the gift of greater life, which enables a soul to live more of its essence, become a more palatable divine presence upon this earth, there are many avoidable experiences. One of these is that there will be sunsets to counter the increase in your sunrises. This is about balance. When opening up to receive more, one needs to empty out what has been to allow for a new influx of energy. It is not about an exchange of equal measure, for you will receive according to the great generosity of life itself, and thus even more shall be offered in compensation for you are willing to release. However, release must take place. Balance is the natural law. The sunset makes way for a time of night. That might be the darkness of grief or the stirring of unknown places within that only reveal themselves in clarity the following morning. Being ready to endure the sunset and the night to become ready to receive the sunrise and with it more life is your divine task now. Why is this coming to you? You're ready for it. You have outgrown what has been, and it cannot satisfy your soul anymore. A part of you, your mind perhaps, may question whether or not you really want the change inherent in this oracle, divine gift or not. You may prefer that things remain the same, but what are you really wanting in that belief? Happiness, a sense of safety and security, love. Remember that in any divine gift, no matter whether it seems to come at first through an obvious bestowal of grace, such as a wish coming true or a prayer being answered, or through a hidden grace of a loss or ending in our lives, there is always an offering of greater life within it. The blood angel tells you to not make yourself too small for what is happening in your soul and life. That's pretty much what I was just talking about, okay? Life now by holding on to what you know, or holding on when it's better to let go. It may not be easy, but you will gain more trust in the divine, in you, in life, and great power and heavenly play can and will flow through your soul into the world. The blood angel invites you to accept the genius of life and allow it to flow through you, circulating your divine light even more abundantly into the world around you. This oracle comes with a particular blessing of well-being and vitality. You have perhaps become tired or well, but seek to engage in new projects or practices that will stretch or challenge you. The blood angel brings you to the blessings of whatever energy is required to expand into where life is leading you. What the divine has instilled within your heart shall be financed with life force and energy so it may be brought to fulfillment. This is the sacred contract of human life. The journey shall be taken by the soul, and there will be challenges, and yet what is required for divine fulfillment will always be available. If you have been struggling with your energy levels or with emotional or psychological challenges, more so than usual perhaps, then you are asked to complete the ritual for the cloak of the Christ oracle. After you have completed the ritual, the reason for this, of the blood angel, the reason for this is that your energy as you are going through growth and opening can become unstable for a time, more porous or vulnerable than usual. This is nothing to be concerned about, but you will benefit from more spiritual protection during this time. These prayers will assist you in gaining additional spiritual protection. If you need to take any particular action to bring yourself healing and wellness, these rituals will help you become conscious of and ready for that action, simply through life experience and internal wisdom when the time is right. Okay, now I want to look cloak of the Christ. Where is that at? Is it in the ouch. Oh, wow. Cloak of the Christ. perhaps the answer. The cloak of the Christ. Okay, I've been seeing this card a lot when I've been shuffling. This is the card. The cloak of the Christ. It's number 4. Okay. 3 cards today. The cloak of the Christ. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. My sacred brother, he who shares my heart and yours, beating as one in harmony with the great unending love, brings you the mantle of his protection. Do you imagine that there is any part of your life or your body or your soul that is outside the realm of his divine love and protection? Offer all to him, leave nothing cast aside. He and I together receive you absolutely without condition. The compassion born out of our own struggles tempers the karmic weight of divine justice. We have been through the same journey you are taking now, sweet divine soul. In oneness with the divine heart, we know of your efforts and your struggles. So what is bestowed upon you now is the restoration of forgiveness, of kindness, of mercy. My sacred brother speaks to you. He shall receive your darkness and your light, the angel of your heart and the demon of your fear. Nothing is greater than my brother's love for you. Nothing is greater than my holy passion for you. Take refuge under the cloak of Christ, the mantle of my sacred brother, and know that you are held in our loving sanctuary. A lot of the discussions that I have been having as of recently have been talking about cloaks, about covering. And just yesterday, me and a few friends, these are separate interactions. I was talking with 2 different people yesterday, and each time we reverenced scriptures or scenarios where about women particularly, how they became I started to say entangled because that's a new word they like to use nowadays. But one was Ruth, about how Naomi instructed her because they needed security. They needed to be secured. She was old now, and she had lost all her sons and her husband, as well as Naomi. And she was the one in the Bible who said, I'll go where you go. Your God is my God, and your people are my people. And she gleaned in the field. And one of my friends, I love her story, her interpretation of that scripture, and it's spot on. But I'm gonna leave it for her to explain, because there's going to be a platform for her to explain it, and no one can say it like she can. But long story short, there's a part in the scripture, in the story, where she is instructed by Naomi to go before Boaz. And she is to clean herself, garb herself, and go in the night to Boaz in the gleaning floor, on the gleaning floor, and go after he has had his meal and his fill and had his drink, and uncover him. And I'm going to stop there. But covering, and there was another story, Tamar, how she had to clean herself, dress herself, present herself a certain way. And each of these women were given a gift that secured them. So now I'm here reading about the cloak of Christ. And this is what this is bringing me back to. But I'm just going to read this first paragraph because the first line sticks out. Is "You are tired, beloved. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul, that which plagues you, whether something specific or a general nagging, malaise, or anxiety you cannot quite pin down, is not as powerful as you are. Do not fear. You are being given a grace here and now that it may be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and a sign that you need respite, sanctuary, restoration. They are not a sign that something must be done so much as a sign that something must be received or allowed. I'm glad I read that paragraph. That something is healing made possible through divine protection in this instance. Protection is bestowed through the cloak of the Christ. Okay, so that's for me, because my thing is to when I feel like something is not right, I'm on it. I'm all right. What I got to do to heal it? What I got to do to correct it? How do I change this and make it better? What do I got to do? And I do it without regard to the cost of myself. And that's one of the things I need to slow down and assess. Like I said earlier, the thing that you are drawn to, why are you drawn to it? Are you drawn to become intimate with it, love it, or are you drawn to just heal it, encourage it, and let it go? Don't keep clinging to it. Be what you need to be for it in that moment, and release and let it go. So, good card. I'll read the rest of it. It's lengthy. And the cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditional loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by many other holy ones. It is typified for wholeness. There is nothing within you that would cause the Christ to turn away from you, not even those parts of you that may fill you with fear, shame, guilt, or regret. He and the holy ones are sacred brothers, loving and supportive of each other, and they see your soul as one of their family, one of their own. You are so loved by them both, equally and without measure. Allow yourself to take refuge in this knowledge, to feel it not only as an idea, nourishing as that is, but as a visceral reality where you complete the sacred honoring ritual and allow yourself to feel the peace and receive healing. The knowledge of Christ's unconditional love for you is a safe space, a place to fall into when you are struggling. It is a sacred container for your healing process, an energetic field that is stronger and more enduring than ever, than even the greatest fears of doubt. The purpose of this sacred container is to provide you with a feeling of being held, especially for those times when you are feeling that you cannot hold yourself. Excuse me. Sometimes we just need permission to break down, to really let go, to come apart and be disassembled so that we can break through, be lifted up, and come together in a new, more spiritually coherent and loving form to move forward, which is what I said with the first card, to unlearn those bad habits and beliefs and behaviors. You have to recognize them. You have to self-examine and recognize the patterns, the cycles that you've been following. Why haven't you been successful in certain areas? What is it you need to break or loose from? What is it you need to attach to? And this is encouraging for me because God has always dealt with me in the most unorthodox way possible. And this time, He's dealing with me about the structure and patterns of religion and my faith as a Christian. And He's pulling me out of that. He's drawing me out of it because it's keeping me in a box. Because they're preaching and teaching to press past your feelings, to avoid them, to pray, to fast, and those things only work for a time. They don't deliver. They don't cure. They suppress. They allow you to deal with the feeling, to get back to where you can cope with what's going on, and then you return to your pattern. But you don't overcome your pattern. So I'm being pulled out of the box and doing it a different way. And a lot of people don't receive it, and that's okay. And a lot of people feel I need to be biblically counseled. Believe me, honey, I know the word. It's in me. It's through me. I lived it. And my entire time that I have been in ministry, I know I have been effective. And I know I have been seen. I know I've been useful. But it didn't deliver me. And now I have to deal with what the doctrines and traditions of religion have been unable to help me become delivered from. There have been many things with the traditions and doctrines of Christianity that I have not agreed with in my spirit, and out of my obedience, out of my training, I have continued to follow them because that was instilled in me, just like dysfunction was instilled in me. And now I have a new revelation. I have a new vision, a new way to go about achieving the things that I want to achieve. I've been called to do on a higher level, in a different way. And people are having grief with that. They're having friction with that. And that's okay. That's life. You experience those things. We go through those things. And this is a process that I'm going to follow through. It's working for me. It's I'm getting results. And I'm going to continue. And I just want to finish this out because I know some of y'all are like, well, what's the ritual? So we're going to get to it. But yes, this is all relevant. It's all connected. And it's a word I needed to hear. So I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. So I'll be sitting and going through these 3 cards and seeing, journaling what is the next thing for me to do. What's the revelation? What's the lesson? What's the plan that's coming from the message I received today? Okay, just need permission to break down, to really let go, to come apart, be disassembled, and then lift it up and come together. Coherent and loving form to move forward. For you, this is essential. There is a person, place, thing, or belief that has come to be like a manacle around your wrist or an iron ball and leg iron, preventing you from moving forward with the grace you have earned spiritually. I just said that. You are being empowered here to shed that. Don't hesitate. Let yourself be cloaked in the Christ energy and receive the spiritual assistance you deserve now. There is a reason for this, because I have been having a problem with the scriptures that have been coming to me. So there's a reason for this. The unfolding of your life's purpose is taking a turn for the better, and your energy is required to fuel that new life. This is particularly so if you have also drawn, no, I did not draw that card, or intuitively felt drawn to read the message of the card and complete this ritual. Just remember that whenever we are asked to release something, it is because the divine wishes to fill our hearts and hands with more. Do not hold on to scraps for fear that the feast will be denied to you. Use your nose. Smell the feast awaiting you. Okay, the ritual is open your arms wide above your head. Tip your gaze gently up toward the heavens. Imagine or intend that you are gazing beyond the physical structure of the ceiling if you're indoors. So they want you to be outside. Look into the sky. Now lower your arms to prayer position at your heart and say, Jesus Christ, who loves me without condition, offer me the cloak of the Christ, the mantle of the divine protection, now that I may receive the karmic grace and healing I need through the power and mercy of your presence. Thank you. Now sit quietly and imagine you are surrounded by a dark, comforting cloak. You can easily breathe through it. You can easily see light within it or filtering through it if needs be. Or you may feel comfortable in the darkness. Let it be whatever is most relaxing and soothing for you. You may even imagine it to be the night sky dappled with stars wrapping around you. Close your eyes and relax now for as long as you feel and need. That may be for a minute, for 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, or longer. Just be with what feels appropriate and best for you at the time. When you are ready, arise from your rest. Place your hands on your heart and say thank you. Thank you. So, these are the cards. The last one I just read is the Cloak of Christ. The one before it was the Blood Angel. And the card of today was Divine Mother Manifests. All three were very relevant. They were very connected. They all mentioned aromas, smells, preparing, letting things go, preparing for the new thing, clearing out stuff, release. So I'm excited. I feel like I'm on the right path, and it gave me some confirmation because I have been drained of my energy. I haven't been feeling energized. I haven't been feeling up, and it's caused me to be outside more because I need to get to some of my housework. But because my energy has been so low, I haven't done it. But I have been outdoors instead, vocalizing and interacting with people and having these deep, interesting conversations, and even running into some acquaintances unexpectedly. That's been happening a lot this week too. So I hope y'all have enjoyed today's long affirmation for the day of love. But it all speaks about love, receiving love, getting rid of the old things that don't serve us, and trust in the process. And that's what I'm doing. So I hope you've been encouraged to take a moment and stop and look at yourself and reflect inwardly and see what are the things that are not serving you and let them go. Focus on what you need to do to be visible to yourself. So I love you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the future.